Yo, so I just made a whole video about what was going on with the Alessandro Ambrosio human rights violation thing that YouTube is blocking. But I got back on my computer and as I've talked about before, I click here a lot to look at the news and stuff. And I saw billionaire In and Out heiress Lindsay Snyder and family leaving California for Tennessee. Interesting. Hold on, because I had already opened this up. But I didn't realize that was their name. But then I go to my thing here, and I actually just put a message for. Also, James Gunn's Superman was a good movie. I told my dad it was the type of Superman movie he has been waiting for. I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's DCEU movies, but I understand they are not what everybody wants to see. And that's the second time I've seen the name Snyder today, I guess. So that's interesting. But where it's been like something that has been brought up in my videos. Billionaire In and Out heiress Lindsay Snyder and family leaving California for Tennessee. One of the things that I think that is interesting is like I've explicitly made, if we go down, first of all, here's my lightning powers, because I believe I'm the one conquering at the seven churches of Asia. You know, the guy on the throne of Jesus, that's at the end of the Bible, and I'm the only one with proof that I've seen, or like any that's even saying it. And so I think I'm on the throne of Jesus, and you know, In and Out is a Christian thing, right? And yet, oh, access violation. Something trying to violate my ability to access things that are mine. It's a Christian thing, and yet, and I've explicitly asked for it here in Houston, and a lot of things. But again, I'm just getting tired of people claiming to be Christian and then like not being Christian, or in the least, if I'm the one overcoming at the seven churches of Asia, you listen to me. You don't listen to anybody else. I don't care. Stop trying to tell me anything other than that, right? I'm talking about Jesus. I'm not talking about a fake religion here, the one that's killing people that I've been demanding change on. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go down here because hold on, I forgot my watch. Here, I got my watch. Oh, look, it's a bunch of studies on how cannabis is actually medicine, but they're trying to block it here in Texas. But like In and Out, which maybe they might have moved here to Texas, but I'm sure the cannabis thing that Dan Patrick is trying to push isn't going to help it. Though it looks like In and Out is doing the thing where they're trying to cuck me here in Houston, and I'm like the guy they claim to be following. So where I've explicitly like we got to go down because I've been getting on people recently about it. But I was like, I posted this on June 30th. Would you please get the word to Real In and Out Burger HQ? They don't have a Twitter. All these people that got off of Twitter because of Elon Musk. Look, I'm gonna say this. This is a good platform to communicate people with, and like hypothetically, I go to Blue Sky, and then someone buys Blue Sky that y'all don't deal with, and then I gotta go somewhere else. I'm not doing it. I have an archive going back years on this one. I'm not going to some new fucking thing because you guys want to drop it and go to some new fucking thing. So just FYI. um, that being said, would you please get the word to Real In and Out Burger TM HQ that it is time to open open locations inside and around Interstate 610 in Houston, Texas. I would specifically like a location around Ella Boulevard and Shepherd Drive. Thanks. And then I tagged their fan account here, which it's cool that they got a fan account, and it would be great. Look, they're even talking about it. And look, it's Lindsay Snyder, and she should probably be talking to me if she's claiming to be a Christian, and they write Christian stuff all over their brand. But and like my cousin Ron, he really likes In and Out, and probably that's one of the reasons he won't come here to Houston. And yet they're like teasing with there's like In and Outs around Houston, but for some reason, a lot of the things that I'm asking for aren't in Houston, despite the fact that people are literally dying from earthquakes, volcanoes, and lightning shit. And like, you can lie on Jesus all you want, Lindsay Snyder, but you're going to Tennessee. You ain't coming to Houston, Texas. You ain't coming. You fly into the airport and you fly into Yah, and that's the name of the god you claim to follow and make money off of. So if that's what you're doing, Yah isn't with you. Tennessee, some Confederate. Is this the rebellion? Well, I'm crushing that snake. Are we about to cuck them? Because you either come or you're not Christians. And you aren't in the kingdom of heaven, and you aren't in the Superman harem, and you don't get any place in the kingdom of heaven if In-N-Out Burger isn't headquartered right here in Houston, Texas, and if I don't get In-N-Outs where I demand them to be. And that's what being on the throne of Yahweh and Jesus is about. So I'm not going to hear anything from anybody about anything. Nobody gets to say anything above my word. My word, your word. My word, your word. You get what I'm saying? As long as it doesn't matter what side it is, I'm the correct side. You get it? Yo, yeah. And I also said P. Terry's Burger Stand around here. I here's the thing. I like McDonald's, Whataburger, Burger King. They're all a given. Like if I'm gonna have a big compound or something, I want a bunch of food options and stuff for all the girls in the harem and for all the people around and stuff. I want to do it some way, right? And I can see here that this is a place that people like, so why not? And Dairy Queen and Brahms, and just we get a bunch of burger places and just have Burger Town, and that's just one spot in the food places. And look, here's a thought that I've had too. Houston's a big city, and it's like a circle, and there's different spots in town that you get different types of foods, and then well, why don't we just run with it? And since Houston is a foodie spot, we make a foodie spot. But I'm saying, in my little headquarters thing here, it's not little actually; it would be the size of downtown pretty much. But like the whole downtown. Well, look, it's like a quadrant of downtown. It's literally that large here, and it would be perfect. I don't. The whole thing wouldn't be Burger Town, but we could have a Burger Town somewhere around here. You know what I'm saying? And just burgers. There's already a burger joint somewhere. We could do it in. That's what they're doing with Shepherd. It's just developing. Well, why don't you let me develop stuff and have fun and stuff with it? And I'm also gonna soup up the. Oh, it's got to crash. I think. Wait, nope. Yeah. Why don't you let me soup up the Flying Saucer Pico saucer? Give it some upgrades. I think they tried to attack it on Independence Day. I think that's what Will Smith did. I think they tried to nuke the actual one because they're owned by Arabs or something. But we're not playing that here. I'm not owned by Arabs. That's what the Men in Black is. Arabs pretending to be the American government. That's not what this is. We are not letting them do that. This is the American flying saucer right here, baby. This might as well be Area 53. 54, Area 55. It doesn't even have a name. No, it's Yo Town. It's Burger Town. That's what it is. It Nuke Town? In any instance, I want a bunch of burger places, and I want a bunch of I even thought this okay, well, why don't I be able to? I invited girls to come join different schools here, the girls that I was talking about. You can come to school here and go to good schools in Houston and be around me, and the party's going to be in Houston, and we're going to have fun, and I'm going to build this place up, and we're going to be a model for reality, and all the money that's going to Islam is going to come to me because it's a lie and it's been stealing from me, and I can prove it. And we're going to go crazy. So why don't you give me Rice University? Because whatever Joel is doing is clearly connected to Rice. Joel, Emilio, whatever's going on, I just want my stuff. I'm not really trying to come in and bash on people's head with the iron rod that I got. But, yeah, Mary Gibbs and Jesse H. Jones reflection pool. All right. So, and what am I going to do? Make Houston worse? No. So, I want one of the colleges at Rice. I want a new college that I build. And then my girls will go to Rice, and some of my boys, and U of H. I'm gonna do too, and my kids could go to both of those and have their own space where people don't I guess bother them. I mean, I know that you're all my kids, but the kids that are doing more what I'm asking them to do and are specifically with the girls in my harem or something, So that would make it easy for Matt Wilkins, but for Yahweh, you're all my kids. I think that's the idea of being the overcomer at the seven churches of Asia, which is the thing that someone can do. And so, that's my religious freedom to believe that here in Houston, Texas. Just like it's Talene Muhammad Mosque's religious freedom to be a bunch of terrorists and to use their cancer to like try to cancer us down. It's my freedom to have a harem here in Houston, Texas. And actually, I don't know about the harem thing, but it should be because it's biblical. And if we're claiming to be based on biblical principles, we definitely have based on Islamic principles. So Israel itself is literally for women. I mean, two Leah and Rachel, and then two slaves. So it just is what it is. Servants, whatever. I mean, they weren't. It's not the type of slavery that was going on in the South. The stuff that wasn't quite as bad as the Arab slavery, where they would castrate the men as a standard. Black men being castrated as a standard. That's what Arab men did and do. I think that's what they tried to do to me here, and I caught them. And it's like biblically, they're gonna like literally. I think Mecca's about to be nuked because I think we're gonna nuke the Mecca, and I think we're gonna nuke Damascus. So that's what it is. I mean, the Joker might do that. When I say I meant the Joker or the Yoker. Anyway, can I get my harem and like can I get special colleges at Rice and U of H and around here and maybe just in Texas and elsewhere? Can I get how about this? The thing in the Bible says I could have a kingdom, and like I think there's saints in that kingdom, and then so there can be saints in a kingdom, and then I can have a harem, and then my harem can have a space to move around that is unmolested. I think that's what a harem is actually, but I'm just making the point that I want that and do that. And oh, Miller's Cafe. I want that. I want Miller's Cafe in the Burger Town. Congrats, you made it. You're in the big time. Uh, yeah. Hey, look, it's Truman Street. You see it? Truman Street right here? As if there's a show. I wonder what the show would be called. Didn't I do something on Truman Show not that long ago? Like one of the houses that my mom had something to do for me. I had to go do something somewhere around here. Help someone out or something. I don't know. Just doing lawyer stuff. Having me go take pictures, do some deed stuff or whatever. Anyway, people. Well, why don't we just let computers do all that and mom can rest. Because that's computer busy work. That's like not even busy work for the computer. It just does it. Look, Knightsbridge, Park Lane. Interesting. And Yale Street. Am I approved by Yale? Well, it looks like there's a street here. So yeah, I want to do some stuff. So can we just start that already? I'm like tired of, in and out lady. I'm not trying to come in too hard, but it looks like you're trying to cuck me for Tennessee. Florida has begged us, and we're still saying no. The East Coast states, we're saying no. We are able to reach Tennessee from our Texas warehouse, Snyder said, adding that Texas can reach some other states. Well, Texas is the state. Why are you not here? Why are you going to Tennessee? Hey, they got a Houston store. Where's this one going to be? Oh, looks like you're cucking Inner Houston by going outside of Inner Houston. What's up with all these burger stands opening up in the suburbs, and yet Houston itself is just being left to rot as if it's unimportant, despite the fact that the guy on the throne of Jesus and Yahweh that these people claim to follow and yet don't? So I'm calling you out. Yahweh is not happy that you're doing this bullshit. So you can either engage me like a guy on the throne of Jesus and Yahweh, like it says there's going to be in Revelation 2 and 3, and there isn't, so it's me. Either I'm that guy or that guy doesn't exist and throw your Bibles out. I mean, I love your Bibles and I think they're great, but if you aren't going to listen to them, they ain't any use to you. And that's for all of you. That's for all Christians. That's for Joel Osteen, who I'm looking at his church right here. I ain't ever said it. I ain't ever heard him say the name Yahweh. I've never. I've heard him say Jehovah, but explain it. This isn't a hard concept either. So I'm just asking for people to actually reasonably do what I say when I'm telling you something that's just right. How does that sound? That's the most obvious one. And the most obvious one is, well, what I've said about the Revelation 2 and 3 and the seven churches of Asia, I've never heard at Lakewood, and I never will here at Lakewood because they don't actually cover real shit. I mean, they don't cover stuff. That's all churches. To all churches. I've been telling you about this for a long time, and people pushing back and fighting me. And it's like, what, you think Yahweh's gonna say something different? Let's see what happened here. I think someone left a comment, but then it got blocked or something. Let's see. Like, one of the things is I don't have to be on YouTube. I have everything archived, and while YouTube is good, I'm also archiving the fact that YouTube isn't acting right and that people have stolen it and are acting evil. I think that's why even this CEO's son died and she had to drop whatever, is because people are threatening people connected to whatever. So anybody doing that, you're getting burning late, and we're moving on. You've been the problem, and none of your supporters support you anymore, and you're just actually the problem, and so you're dead and burning late. That's just what it is. So, yeah. All right. I'm gonna end this here. What's going on here? Not all the cameras popped up. I guess we'll see what's going on. But I can say this: it is explicit that like I've made certain points, like with the in and out thing, and then the fact that it's like popping up in the in my, like, up here in this thing. This is just the one that was up, but that is popping up in my like what, news discovery thing. This is what I'm talking about. It's like it's hard for people to recognize, and this was going on 7 years ago, that like I can be thinking a thing and then it's popping up on the computer, and that could be some kind of neural link that I've been connected to, and it's disturbing other people. But it's like I think it's connected to me, and I think you're hurting me, and I'm connected to the actual thing, and you're just random fucking people that are around me, and like something's about to take action because like what I'm saying is reality, and it's hurting everybody. That nobody actually listens to me and does what I say in the way that I'm asking. Just do it. So if there's a door, open the door and actually engage me. Send Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. You know what I mean? Or someone that's actually gonna. I don't want to be disturbed. I don't want you to send the police and have them talk like, oh, hey, this is actually going on with you, or send the FBI, or send the president. I don't really even want to talk to the president. You know what I mean? Have Dua Lipa send me a DM, and we'll like work together, and then she can come and you can be on camera with Dua Lipa or something. But like you know what I mean? Why would I want like people who like with the police? The police have participated in the harassment and abuse. That's one of the reasons I think I get control over the thing, is they've been used in this illegal capacity when they knew what they were doing was wrong, and people died, and I can prove it to the Houston police. And if someone told them to do it because they were a judge or something, like Judge Baldwin or whoever, people died because of your decision. If I did it, I'm God. That's what it is. Which it looks like very clearly when I'm talking about earthquake, volcano, and storm stuff, and it goes to some insane level every time you start taking illegal, immoral, covert action against me, and then try to hide it, and I'm like fucking catching you on the computer, and like at a certain point, all that has to happen, you can see I'm flirting with the lightning stuff. All that has to happen is one just so obvious, undeniable, like whatever. It doesn't even have to be. It just has to be enough to end your bullshit, and the whole house of cards collapses, and you're just dead regardless. So stop harassing me. Stop attacking me. If you're claiming to be a Christian, you either do what I say or you're not a Christian. You're going in the burning lake, second death. That's how the Bible ends. That's what this is. So in and out. You're either here in Houston or you're not Christian, and you can stop lying. Or I'll say this: we're just going to sit here and call you out on your bullshit, and I'm going to say you're cancer food. People shouldn't eat it. Does that make you feel any better? I want in and out here, but if the case is that you're going to act like cancer, you're probably cancer. I don't want it. So, all right. Have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. Later. Yeah.